Hello and welcome to this subject presentation on A-Level Physical Education. My name is Becky Riddell and I am the Head of Physical Education here at SGS College. I'm hoping with this presentation that I'm able to provide you, your son, your daughter or the person that you care for as much information as you need to make a decision about A-Level PE at SGS. So firstly, I'm going to move on to the contents of the presentation. During this presentation, I'm going to look at why a student may want to study A-Level PE, what content will be studied within A-Level PE, and how the subject is assessed in terms of examinations and non-examined assessments. From there, I'm going to briefly look at what career students can follow and where some of our most recent graduates of A-Level PE have gone. So, as previously mentioned, my name is Becky Riddell and I am the Head of A-Level Physical Education here at the college. I have been delivering PE here for 7 years after undertaking my PGCE in further education and training at the University of West of England. In terms of my background, I've mainly had an anatomy and physiology background, coming from a degree in sports rehabilitation and then undertaking some work both in the health sectors and in the sports industry. I've worked alongside some of the major rugby teams in the Rugby Premiership, as well as some of the Super League teams as part of my degree and as part of work that I used to undertake. Now, though, I just look after A-Level Physical Education and I have a keen interest in improving teaching, learning and assessment, and alongside my role as Head of A-Level PE, I also am the cross-college lead for English and Maths. I've been an A-Level PE examiner and moderator for over 5 years and have recently taken on GCSE PE examination, and the reason for that is to make sure that I can best assist learners in their transition, and that transition is the transition they've had from GCSE PE or BTEC Sport or Cambridge National through into A-Level. So that is just a little bit about me, and now we're going to talk a little bit more about the course. So A-Level PE is a fantastic subject and it complements many of the subjects that we offer here at SGS College, in particular the psychology, sociology, biology and maths. Now, why study A-Level PE? A-Level PE has a number of different modules. It covers things like your anatomy and physiology, so traditional heart, lungs, bones and muscles, but it also looks at new developments within sport, such as performance analysis, technologies like the metabolic cart, VAR systems, Hawkeye, and how they've kind of benefited or caused a hindrance to sport. We also look at traditional sporting methods and sporting training types, such as your fartlek training, continuous training, and things that you probably would have seen on GCSE. But in addition to these, we look at specialist methods of training and specialist methods of rehabilitation that include things like hyperbaric chambers, hypoxic tents, and altitude training. PE is really a multidisciplinary subject and it can lead you into many career pathways and career avenues. I like to think that we're never on one topic for too long, and that's what makes PE interesting, is that there's always something different coming up and something new to learn. Another benefit of A-Level PE here at the college is that we undertake lots of trips. These trips are done to help understand some of the concepts that we learn in the classroom a little bit more. So previously we have gone to Body Worlds in London to look at Gunther van Hagen's exhibition of his plastic cadavers. This has been a fantastic way of learning our anatomy and physiology. In addition to this, we undertake as part of sports psychology work around teamwork and leadership, and because of this we've done escape rooms at Escape Hunt in Bristol for a number of years. We also have to look at things like the national curriculum for PE in Key Stage 1, 2 and 3, and as part of outdoor and adventurous activities we've been to Blaise Castle to do some orienteering. In addition to this, we look at the history of sport. The history of sport covers from 1720 through to now. now, with a focus on 3 main sports, and that's football, tennis and athletics. And because of this, we looked at, we went to Wimbledon and had a guided tour of Wimbledon, and we also looked at the history of Wimbledon, and we were able to see a number of objects there. We were able to go down to centre court and have a look at things on centre court, as well as go in the media outlets and media rooms, which was a fantastic experience for all students. This really complemented our understanding of looking at real tennis and jeu de paume, right through to the modern day game and the open era. Finally, we've also done things like going to Newport Velodrome as part of our biomechanical studies, and we've done some lab testing at the University of South Wales for a number of years now. The University of South Wales have just been a partner for us as the sports department, and a way of learners being able to undertake some of the testing that we do not have the equipment for at the college. So in terms of the A-level structure, we obviously have 2 different years, and those 2 years can be split into 6 distinct sections, 3 being studied in each academic year. The first year includes the study of anatomy and physiology, which includes the heart, lungs, energy systems, training methods, skeletal system and specialised training. It also includes skill acquisition and some sports psychology. In the first year we study feedback, practice types, methods and guidance, and that is complemented by the sports psychology around anxiety, arousal and team dynamics. And then finally in the first year we look at the history of sport 1720 through to now in history, tennis and athletics, as well as looking at sociology and the study of society, improving participation rates and the benefits of more people taking part in daily activity. In the second year, we undertake the study of exercise physiology and biomechanics, and in this we look more in depth at sports nutrition, injuries, specialised rehabilitation principles, as well as biomechanics, so things like Bernoulli, impulse, stability and Newton's laws. This is then complemented by some more skill acquisition and sports psychology. In the second year, we focus on things like schema, memory and information processing, as well as attribution, leadership and confidence as part of sports psychology. We then look at the law in some detail, alongside technological and facility development, talent identification and the role different organisations such as that of Sport England, the national governing body and the English Institute of Sport play. So that seems like quite a lot of information, and one of the questions that I most often ask is, how is all of this going to be assessed? Well, for A-level PE, it is assessed over 3 components. There are 2 exams, both worth 35% each. Within those exams, there are 3 8-markers per paper and 3 15-mark papers per paper. This means that it is an academic subject and there are essays that need to be written within the subject. Learners should submit 1 piece of practical footage of them in their subject, and this has to be a fully sided game or a fully competitive performance. This is slightly different to the GCSE, where normally 3 pieces of footage are submitted. And then finally there is analysis and evaluation piece of coursework, and this is worth 15%. This is done in both defensive and technical tactical areas and is related to the sports in which you play. So it's just worth saying that those are generally done at the end of the second year. With regards to careers, as I said previously, PE is a fantastic subject and combines so many different disciplines that actually our learners go on to many different areas and undertake roles within many different areas within sport. Some choose not to go on to sporting careers, and that is absolutely fine. We have some learners that have gone to America, and we do support the SAT application if that needs to be done to the Common App, especially for sports students. So careers students tend to follow or have followed over the last couple of years, and there are the traditional routes around physiotherapy, radiography, osteopaths, but we are also starting to see some really interesting new careers that our learners undertake. So I have one learner that went on to study biomechanics and performance analysis with use around textiles, so performance textiles, so such as swimsuits and so on for performance, which was really interesting. We have learners currently studying sports journalism at university as a way of combining, you know, maybe those subjects that you wouldn't have necessarily thought of, so English language and English literature, media studies. We've also had learners take apprenticeships, and one of my learners 3 years ago took an apprenticeship within Ticketmaster doing all of their sporting advertisement. So there are lots of different career pathways that can be undertaken as a result of doing A-level physical education. And because of that, I think it makes it such a great subject, such a unique and a utility subject almost. And it does we're never stuck on one subject for too long, or one module content for too long, so that's what makes it really interesting. Now that is the end of my short presentation. I am going to leave my contact details, so if any of you do have any questions or queries about A-level PE, you know, what kind of things you need to get onto A-level PE. So for A-level PE, you do need to look at getting grades 5, both in your physical education GCSE and a 5 in science. If you've not done physical education GCSE, we are looking for a merit at BTEC or within the Cambridge Technical. So my email, if anyone would like to ask any more questions, is Becky, BECKY, .Riddell, RIDDELL, @sgscol.ac.uk. Thank you for listening.